Hi. This is really bittersweet. I'm actually feeling a lot of emotions that I wasn't expecting when I hit record. Today is the very last day of my 20s. I'm 29 today and I will be 30 tomorrow. 30 at exactly 10:53 a.m. tomorrow. I will be 30. Um, and this has been a really fun journey, a really enlightening and I don't even know the right words. Like we've covered so many words, I don't even know the right word for here. Um, I do want to do a quick overview of all the words just to make sure that you didn't miss anything, that I didn't miss anything. And then I'd love to close, like always, with a book. And I'm really excited about this book. I'll tell you about that in a second. But first, what did we cover? Like, what actually happened here in the last 30 days? To summarize, these last 30 days, we've covered 7 C's. And the main 7 C's, well, the only 7 C's, we've covered 30 words. The main words are the 7 C's. And that is character, curiosity, connection, courage, creativity, consciousness, and clarity. And we dove into each of those 7 topics a little bit deeper. So when we looked at character, we looked at your authenticity, your brilliance, and your worth. When we looked at curiosity, we explored the concepts of wonder, reflection, and intuition. When we talked about connection, we looked at connection with yourself, connection with others, and the fact that everything is really connected with everything. It's definitely a metaphysical, spiritual, and also scientific concept that everything is connected to everything. And so I love that one. We moved from connection into courage. And courage is be able to say no by saying yes, facing your shadow, embracing your shadow parts, and then also accepting your abundance as your natural state of being. Like you are abundant. This is who you are. And I think a lot of people are afraid of their greatness. So we talked about courage. We also talked about creativity. And creativity, if you remember, is your unique brilliance. So it doesn't have to be the arts, it doesn't have to be actual painting. It can be whatever lights you up. Dancing, math, anything. The sky's the limit when it comes to creativity. But there's a few things you want. You want enchantment, so you want your genius. You want to show up every day so that your genius can show up with you. You want tenacity, and you want joy. It needs to be something that brings joy into your life. It's probably not your thing. We also talked about consciousness, kind of being aware of this process, being intentional about this process, and being committed to this process because this is your life. This is your life, your one and only great true life, unless you believe in reincarnation. But in that case, don't you want to keep living the best life ever? Like karma. We should do the greatest life we possibly can this time. Um, and awareness, intention, and commitment to that process of figuring out who you really are, what you really want out of life, what your brilliance is, what are the obstacles, and how do we get through all of them. Like, this is your life. I can't emphasize that enough. And by doing all of that, by working through the 7 C's, and I say doing all of that, but honestly, it's just a curious process. It's just that's why curiosity is the second thing. The first thing is character, who are you? And the second thing is curiosity, because that's really who you should be in order to embark on this journey. So it's not all of this work, it's just taking a lens of curiosity and working and diving through each of these topics so that you can uncover your most authentic and most brilliant life. And when you do that, it leads to clarity. And clarity is having trust, integration, and then stepping into your expansion. So clarity is when you know, right? You've worked through the 7 C's, you've looked at your character, your curiosity, your connections, your courage, your creativity, your consciousness. Like you've worked your way through that. You get to clarity, things make sense, and you know how to move from there. So you don't have to deal with confusion, frustration, discombobulation, um, all of the obstacles that could be keeping you from your life. You, instead of continuing to run into them, clarity means now we can go over them. So that was the journey that we were just on. And I want to say I'm sad to see it end, but it's not ending. It's not ending. These 7 C's are something that I've worked with a lot of people through and on, whether it's their career, whether they're facing a big life decision. And these 7 C's are a pretty solid framework of how to get your best life. So this isn't just the 7 C's for this month and then we're done. No. There's more here. And I'm really excited to explore the more that's here. I'm thinking my next step is going to be creating a meditation or a worksheet for each of these to kind of go along with the video so that we can keep expanding this process so that more and more people can have the most authentic and most brilliant life they can and have all the clarity they need to get through those decisions. So I wanted to... That's my train of thought. I got so excited about where this is going. My mind was like, let's keep thinking about all the ways that we can make this great. But I need to focus on this video. I'm already thinking about all the ways that I can create this as more of a process, as more of an kind of integrated system for you. My brain was already like, well, how can we implement this? And I need to focus right now, right? So to help me focus, I'm going to move to this. So I recently got a care package from someone amazing. Hello out there. I'm excited for you. I adore you, and I'm so glad that you're watching these videos along with the other people who are here. So I know there's lots of you, but you know who you are out there. This lovely, wonderful woman sent me a care package, and I got Anatomy of the Spirit and Sacred Contracts, and I also got some kind of Oracle archetype cards. I'm really excited. I'm literally so excited. I've started reading both of them like at the same time, and I probably shouldn't do that. But I am going camping for my 30th birthday. So tomorrow morning I'm getting up early, I'm going camping, and I'm taking these 2 books and a hammock and other camping necessities. But those are the things that I'm most excited about. These books and a hammock in the woods. I can't wait. So I went ahead and started reading both books. I love books. And there was a quote in here that I found, just a tiny little paragraph that I was like, that's why I do this. So I wanted to share it with you. All right. Page 18 from Sacred Contracts. Just to get you started here, because it's a little bit of backstory, but you have divine potential. Let's just start there. You have divine potential. Your divine potential is a desire to get more out of life, but not just accomplishments or material gain, although these things can sometimes manifest as part of fulfilling your potential. Your divine potential is the fullest expression of your spirit. It is discovering the depths of your capacity to create and express love, compassion, forgiveness, generosity, and wisdom. Your divine potential becomes more audible as you release your need to know why things happen as they do. It becomes more perceptible as you decide to look beyond the physical plane of life, past what the Hindus and Buddhists called Maya, or illusions. Never revealing its full measure at once, your potential motivates you to discover the greater purpose and meaning of your life. You are not born knowing how great an artist, or how powerful a healer, or how stalwart a friend you could be in this lifetime. You are not born knowing how deeply you can love and care for one another. You have to learn to act with courage, self-confidence, and faith. These are potentials you need to discover within yourself. So let's go through that a little bit, because it's a big paragraph, and I want to talk about some of those. So first off, you have a divine potential. You do. Genuinely you do. And I really believe that the 7 C's are kind of like a key to unlock that. So you have a desire to get more out of life, but not just accomplishments or material gain, although those things can sometimes manifest as part of fulfilling your potential. And I feel like you know that. I feel like you have this inkling that there's more, right? Yeah, you know that there's a divine potential in you. Your divine potential is the fullest expression of your spirit. It is discovering the depths of your capacity to create and to express love, compassion, forgiveness, generosity, and wisdom. Your divine potential is the fullest expression of your spirit. I love that. I don't know what that, I could kind of, I want to explain that more, but honestly, I kind of want to just let that sit for you. What does divine potential mean for you? What does fullest capacity mean to you? What does your spirit mean to you? And how do those all sit for you? So I kind of want to go into that. Maybe I'll go into that in the future, but I just want to let that be for you. Your divine potential becomes more audible as you release your need to know why things happen as they do. I feel like a lot of times we get stuck in that. We want to know the plan, the answer, the next step, what the next step leads to the next step, leads to the next step before we take, I think I mentioned this before in trust. A lot of times we don't want to know that just A leads to B. We don't want to get to B unless we know that B leads to C, D, E, F, G. We're like, well, what does this look like way down in the future before I take that first step? And it's just taking that first step. It's just saying, let's just do this. As you release your need to know why things happen as they do, your divine potential becomes more audible as you release your need to know why things happen as they do. It becomes more perceptible as you decide to look beyond the physical plane of life, past what the Hindus and Buddhists called Maya, or illusions. Never revealing its full measure at once, your potential motivates you to discover the greater purpose and meaning of your life. I love that. There's not a grand book. There's no map. You don't wake up one day and it's suddenly like written on the back of your hand and then you're like, oh, okay, that's where I need to go next. There are always going to be these like inklings, these callings, these not huge callings, just like a feeling of like, And that's why I put curiosity as the second of the 7 C's. You gotta tune into that. Your curiosities are the pathway to your calling. Just listen. Because never revealing its full measure at once, your potential motivates you to discover the greater purpose and meaning of your life. You are not born knowing how great an artist or how powerful a healer or how stalwart a friend you could be in this lifetime. You are not born knowing how deeply you can love and care for another. You have to learn to act with courage, self-confidence, and faith. These are potentials you need to discover within yourself. So I believe that there very much are things that you come to earth, you become, when you're born, you have innately. I believe that there are some things that you know innately. But I love that aspect of it, that you can know some things innately, but you don't know your true capacity unless you start walking towards it, unless you start walking towards your boundaries to really discover, is this my boundary or am I going to go past it? Is this the full measure of who I am or can I be more? And that ending there, these are potentials you need to discover within yourself. And that goes back to the very reason I created the 7 C's. My whole philosophy is know thyself. As long as you are exploring and discovering you, you've got this. You've got this. Life will make so much more sense. Your next step will make more sense. Decisions are easier. Life is easier when you explore who you really are, when you know thyself, and then you can kind of step into your divine potential. I love that phrase, divine potential. So I am clearly just getting started in this book. I have a lot more to go. Maybe I'll make some more videos and talk about what I'm learning, because doesn't that sound good? Just that one paragraph is like so juicy, so juicy. We did it. We did it. This is it. Tomorrow I turn 30. You are 30 concepts wiser now. We've worked our way through the 7 C's. Hopefully, not hopefully, I really feel like there was some part of this, but probably called to you. One of the C's, one of the sub-concepts, a phrase, a quote, a reading, something pulled you. And I want to encourage you to follow that. Genuinely follow that. You found these videos for a reason. Listen to your curiosity, follow that process, follow those kind of niggles. I just want to keep talking. I don't want to end. I should end. I adore you. I think that you are absolutely amazing. I am beyond proud of you for making it through these 30 videos. I'm beyond proud of me for making it through these 30 videos, but like, you watched them. You did this. You did some work. You asked yourself questions. I'm so proud of you. You are going to live an amazing life, and I hope it is. I hope your amazing life is as authentic and brilliant and as full of clarity as it possibly can be. So I will see you around this website and possibly on the web. If you have any questions, just contact me, sign up for the newsletter, reply. I'm here. I'd love to help you live your most authentic and brilliant life.